Let's talk about Ghost of Tsushima. But before we do, let's just get this out of the way right away. This game is really, really good. Now, this isn't a review or an impressions video, this is more of an homage. And I think by now we've all unanimously agreed that Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best games of this generation. So rather than giving you my opinions about the game, I thought it'd be fun if instead I shared some of the experiences I had during my now over 30-hour playthrough.
If you won't give it to me, I'ma take it.
Now, when I first started playing, I'll admit, I wasn't really all that impressed. I mean, we've seen games like this before. I know Assassin's Creed comes to mind for a lot of people, other people have compared it to The Witcher 3, and even Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which I can agree with for the most part, but once I really dug my teeth into it and gained a better understanding of the kind of game Ghost of Tsushima is aspiring to be, I realized that there's actually a lot more meat to this game than I originally thought. To say that the open world is big is kind of an understatement. I'm not exactly sure how many Skyrim's big it is, but even after completing the main storyline, there's still so much of it that I've yet to explore. The island of Tsushima is broken up into 3 parts: the south, middle, and north. At the start, I spent a lot of my time in the southern part of the island just getting acquainted with the controls and mechanics. The combat felt a little too basic in the beginning because you're limited to only one stance and a few simple combos. But as you defeat Mongol leaders and increase your reputation, you learn new stances and earn skill points to upgrade your combat skills as well as your ghost abilities. By the time I moved on to the middle part of Tsushima Island, I started to realize just how much more depth there is to this game. And I'm not just talking about the combat. It's filled with all kinds of side quests that add so much more substance to the game world, and they actually give you some pretty compelling rewards. Now, you can, of course, skip through almost all of the side quests, and I honestly thought I would be avoiding them entirely, but I ended up completing a lot of them during my playthrough, and now that I'm finished with the main quest line, I'm actually going back to finish the last of what's left. My favorite side quest was one of the 7 slightly larger mythic quests called 6 Blades of Kojiro. This one in particular felt like a direct nod to the old Akira Kurosawa movies from the 1950s like The Seven Samurai and Yojimbo. You have to travel across the entire island of Tsushima looking for the 5 best Straw Hat Ronin warriors in all the land, and challenge them to a classic duel between blades, ultimately leading to Kojiro himself, which, at least for me, proved to be the most difficult boss in the game. Needless to say, it was definitely one of the more standout experiences I've had so far, and the one-on-one duels are by far some of the most enjoyable parts of the game. When I finally reached the northern part of Tsushima Island, my character had essentially become what I can only describe as one of the deadliest hybrid samurai/ninja assassins I've ever seen in a video game. And that really plays into the story too, because the character you play as, Jin, was strictly raised in the way of the samurai, or in other words, the samurai code of honor. Now, historically, the samurai thought that ninjas were highly dishonorable because they hid in the shadows and attacked their enemies when they least expected it. It's clear that Ghost of Tsushima plays heavily into that narrative because as you learn new stealth techniques and abilities, Jin continues to have an internal battle with himself about going against his samurai ways, even though he knows that this may truly be the only way to take down the Mongol invaders. Now look, I can definitely sympathize with Jin's feelings and struggles as he attempts to redefine what honor means to him and the sacrifices we all sometimes have to make in order to remain honorable in the eyes of the people we love and respect. But as a player, I can't help but excitedly embrace his newfound skill set in the ways of ninjutsu. There's really nothing quite as satisfying as sneaking into a Mongol camp undetected, gaining the high ground, then jumping down on your foes and eliminating everyone in sight before they even have a chance to react. You can definitely play the entire game as a samurai through and through, abiding by the code of honor and basically brute forcing your way through. Or you can go the full stealth ninja route and stay in the shadows, quietly picking off enemies as you see fit. But I suspect that most people will probably just do what I did and play a little of both. There's a lot more to Ghost of Tsushima that I haven't mentioned, like all of the gear customization, weapon upgrades, and a multitude of interesting gameplay mechanics. But like I said in the beginning of this video, this isn't a review. It's just me sharing and talking about some of my experiences with the game. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe because that really is the best way to support my channel. So with that said, I'll catch you in the next Let's Talk. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.